Hey guys, welcome back to the
Hey
Vid-Bits.
guys, welcome back to the Vid-Bits. Got a little stream bomb for you. Have you ever gotten past the first stage in Kung Fu? I haven't.
No,
Dad, you definitely have.
you've never gotten
I've
past the
never got
first
past the first
stage.
stage in Kung Fu. Sorry, I just thought that would be funny
You're
to
hilarious.
stream bomb real quick, but I just saw that you were playing Kung Fu, which is one of my favorite games I've never been good at. Which I've talked at length in the past about how I don't play games that I'm not good at most of the time,
Yeah.
to be completely honest. But with Kung Fu, I used to pop this into the NES all the time. When you had your original collection, and I literally have never been past the first stage. Maybe once or twice. Maybe when we've sat down and played it for longer durations. But I feel like ultimately I have probably on one hand I could probably count how many times I've been past stage one, and it's just because I'm impatient, and if you don't take out all of the enemies in front of you, you're gonna get hit and you won't have enough health to beat the stage.
Right.
So, Kung Fu was just one of those games that I feel like attracted me as a kid, but I never felt like I could really get into it.
Spartan X. Halo! Halo, Jack Gaming.
What's up, Jack? And I do assure you, I will eventually get around to Hollow Knight. I think I will put that off until after my next Souls or From Software project. So, um, here in a couple days, I'm gonna go visit my mom out of state. Once I come back, I'm gonna be starting the ambitious, difficult project. So whatever the community poll has rested on by that time, that's what we're gonna play. And then what directly following that, my goal is to start 112% for Hollow Knight, because I'm sure you've all seen the gameplay for Silk Song now. So I mean that's a pretty big deal, and I gotta finish that off before that comes out.
Is that like a continuation or?
Yeah, it's a continuation. So it's a like almost like a spin-off in a way. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like Hollow Knight's main character interacts with the main character in Silk Song during the story, and you can tell that she has significance to the story, like the overarching world story, but you just don't know exactly how
Okay.
important. Like in the reason she's fighting against you anyways is because I think it's her mother that's one of like the spirits that you have to take out. So, but eventually she realizes that if anyone's to succeed, you have to, you have to take that boss out.
You actually did choose something, Jack?
Oh, you did vote for it? Okay. I was just letting you know, as someone considering you've kind of been the driving force behind my interest in Hollow Knight in general. I just wanted to kind of let you know when to expect that. So probably I'd say, probably 2 or 3 weeks from now. Dark Souls 1 is a lot, that's what I'm assuming the poll's going to end up on. I could be wrong, but Dark Souls 1 is a game I'm quite familiar with. So I'm gonna have more difficulty probably with Blight Town than a majority of the game. That's just because Blight Town in my opinion, I don't critique From Software too much, but Blight Town is just a poorly designed area. They love their poison swamps for some reason. Miyazaki really loves
It's
poison
just
swamps.
easy shit. It's low hanging
It
fruit.
is low hanging fruit, and they do it in damn
Like
near every game.
it started with Dragon Warrior. It's like, okay, there's an area that you got to get to that's going to be like the place that you only have to go to once, but there's freaking tiles around it that damage your character to get there.
Yeah,
It's like, okay,
it's like a poison swamp is, like you said, very low
low
hanging
hanging
fruit,
fruit,
and
man.
they've done it in pretty much every Dark Souls
It's
game.
probably easy to animate too.
Yep,
It's
the
probably low
colors.
res. It's
Yep,
probably because they can
because
low
it's
res it
dark. It
because
can
it's
be dark.
dark.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's exactly why it's
It-
low res. You're very right, and they just kind of litter random enemies throughout, and Blight Town is
It's
problematic.
like where all the enemies that don't know where else to go, they could
Yep,
throw them there, and they're like, well, at least we could still use them. Put them in Blighttown. Blighttown's actually code for we don't really like
it's
the place, and we're gonna just make it
it.
kind of jank.
I think it's one of those things that if you can't overcome what is Blight Town, you're not gonna beat Dark Souls. Um, and I
Ooh.
actually haven't finished Dark Souls. My now that I think about it, my personal playthrough is at like 84%. So I'm still gonna be restarting, but at this point, when that 84%, Okay, so the first game I ever interacted with in the series was Dark Souls Remastered. Um, and I did not understand build crafting for the Souls games. I didn't realize you had to spike into a couple stats, like you spike into maybe health and strength, or um, you could do strength and dexterity, or whatever your build is gonna be. So if you're gonna be tanky, you want a lot of vigor. Um, but ultimately, I feel like I didn't understand that first playthrough at all how to just build craft. So because I didn't know how to do that and nobody had really talked to me about what I should do, I feel like I just slogged through the entire game, and
Yeah.
it took way longer than it probably should have. But I mean, that was where I learned my baser skill, was overcoming the adversity of doing things the wrong way.
Yeah.
I think Dark Souls 1 is also funny because it gives you the option to go the wrong way. You can either go you can either go um right or left, and if you go to the left, there's the graveyard, and these skeletons will never, they will always come back. You kill them and they will come back indefinitely. And even when you get to where you need to go,
Oh,
then there are these invisibastards that you can't even see, and you have to have a specific item to kill them or see them. So they give you the option to go the completely wrong way, kind of like you described in Kingsfield,
yeah.
where if it really is such a learning experience where you, like, if you are playing against those harder enemies, yeah, you are not progressing forward, but you, at the same time, you're learning so much about how enemy pattern is work, like it's like when you're playing an NES game and have to overcome the brokenness,
Yeah.
and then because you do that, you're really good because you're
It's like
doing.
when Goku and Vegeta trained in the hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah, exactly, that's a good way of
And then
describing it.
they get out of there and they're so used to the extra gravity and all this
That all their hits are like tripled.
and then all of a sudden like that's like also why professional runners and joggers sometimes use
Use
weights
weights, yeah.
when they run. So once
It's to train resistance.
right
It's
right
essentially resistance
training,
training for video games, overcoming shitty games.
yeah. Well, I mean, mine was usually because
This guy is always where I die.
just press up. As long as he's not right up on your sprite, you'll do damage.
Wow, I almost never make it past there. Like I said, I always take it too slow with him. But when you learn how to adjust to enemy pattern, um, it really does help.
Also, though, say you're in an area where you just now got control of the character and how
Oh, Hornet is the character's sister in Hollow Knight? Wow, how did I not pick up on that at all? Anyway,
there's lots of yeah, they're very
cryptic.
yeah.
It's almost like in Dark Souls. I mean, not to bring it back to that, but like Dark Souls' story is literally told through item descriptions, vague sayings that characters will tell you, the limited amount of like dialogue from NPCs.
See, there was a time because there wasn't lots like it that made you have all of the things firing on all cylinders. But when Diablo came out, nobody I knew I knew the genre had existed, not quite like that, but to me I thought, okay, this is minimalistic in the way where I can get taken back by the sound, listen to the soundtrack,
Holy shit, that
um,
second stage is, maybe it's the second stage I never beat.
and then between the soundtrack and then just like the feeling of just wanting to get a little bit further in the game, and then like you get further than you should, and then somehow there'd be a treasure drop, and then you'd get some really cool thing, and then the whole thing is the panic of, can I get out without dying?
That's why when I play Dark Souls, I run all the way through in a crazy suicide attempt where I literally will pick up every possible item, and I know I'm gonna die, but I also know that the next time I can focus on just getting where I need to go instead of just going crazy um in or instead of like going slowly and not getting anything, like I'd rather go balls to the wall, pick up every item possible,
Right.
not care if I go the wrong way, kind of thing.
Right.
And I feel like you're more likely to actually get through it that way because you know it's going to take multiple tries to get through.
See, my first experience was Kingsfield. I rented it for PlayStation and I put it in, and the first thing is like, okay, you're in 3D space, so it's neat. At this time,
God.
it's dated at the time, obviously, but it's neat that I'm in 3D space and I'm supposed to be representing this character as me. So I was really all about just like seeing where I could go, and then like, but I couldn't beat anything. So the whole thing was just to get as far as you could to see if I could get something cool and then get back to a safe place so I could maybe use that thing to my advantage. And I remember from a standpoint of combat, obviously I don't remember, I'm sure it's pretty dated obviously, but I remember I wasn't good at the combat, but I was really good at getting away from situations that should have got me killed and then getting into places and finding things treasure wise. And then I was like, okay, if I would have, re-rented it several times, I'm sure that I would have got more acclimated to it and
But
how it worked. But
when it's that and
it was so punishingly hard that I was like, I'm not renting this again because I can't beat anything. And the coolest thing is I can get to neat places and pick up cool treasure, but can't do anything with it.
no, I agree, Jack. There's so much lore. It would take like 2.5 hours to listen to all of it.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good though because that's like coming from people that played Destiny 1 and we had to really pull like teeth.
Literally off of our phones or
Pull-
our like off of a website, you'd have to pull up the lore tab.
To pull teeth though to get sorry you're still guys to pull teeth though about the experience.
Those snakes are horrible. You just gotta
You
jump
just have
over.
to jump over them, yeah. It's twice the amounts for striking with your fist versus your foot. So like anything that you break with your fist, you'll get more points by doing it that way. Somebody in chat let me know that the other day when I was playing this, and I forgot.
Can I get one more try?
Of course. I was seeing if either one of us could loop it once, but I ain't really putting a lot of stress into it.
I just want to see if I can get through that second stage because I think it's not the first stage that I've. Not
Yeah, I know.
gotten through.
I know you were talking about Hollow Knight, like the fact that you're getting the lore from the characters and like.
Yeah,
the,
that's what I know.
Yeah, we knew. Yeah, we very much can go on like 15 different tangents when
we
we're
weren't talking about anything else. We were talking about Hollow Knight.
We've been talking about Dark Souls 1,
Hollow
Knight, and Kingsfield.
Yeah, those kind of
those
all
are
were
they were all in the
different
same
topics that
yeah.
we mentioned.
But my main thing is saying when I get in here in the genre of either a Metroidvania or a Souls-like, I want it to be unique from what Braden's doing, so that we're bringing a different flavor to the channel. I'm really trying to find what that is. So
I feel like you should play the next Metroidvania.
I got one that's sitting here called Ghost something that's supposedly a good Metroidvania.
What is it?
Ghost Parade, and it's supposedly very it's for Switch, but it's been on other stuff too.
Here, I'm getting a phone call. I will be right back, guys. But yeah, just keep the conversation going.
Yeah, we were talking about all of it at the same time in a smorgasbord of conversation. But I really like watching the Hollow Knight stuff. I just know that the reason why I haven't done it is because obviously he was doing it, but also when I do stuff like that, me being Brian Pops or whatever, I literally I'm like all in on it. So like I don't have the time right now to be all in on it with NWC. Pac-Man cooling off was a good thing. Like I might be in a tournament in a couple days. I don't know. There's a bunch of red tape over it, but I'm trying to get in this tournament. And hopefully that'll happen. If not, I'm not stressing Pac-Man anymore because I showed Pac-Man love and it took a lot of time from the channel. And then, not to get all like epic-y, but like then, not having like I don't know, the things that happened with my rivals and stuff. It's just bittersweet. So now I'm trying to like detox. I'm playing some NES, World Nintendo World Championships, NES edition. I'm wanting to get back into Sandland. Oh, knife in the back. Ah, game over. Punching and punching and punching, punching and punching and punching. Punching, punching, punching. Punch. Punch, punch, punch. Yeah. Back up, back up. Boom. Yeah, no health. Oh, one kick? One mighty kick, eh?
What stage is this? The third floor?
Yeah.
Or stage 1, floor 3?
Yeah, it only, like, it loops through, like, 5 stages. I think I got this guy, this weird magic guy that almost always whips my butt, and then I don't think I've ever looped this either, so don't feel bad. Maybe once. I don't think I have. Maybe I have. I don't know. New high score.
You punching little kids in the face, or they little people?
They're little people.
Little people.
Why is he not dead?
He just ran away.
I'm so not in a good situation. You can't run. Bah. Do. Gonna have a session soon that's going to be Nintendo skateboarding. There's so much of it. So much of it. It's anything that's Nintendo that has to do with a skateboard. If it's a Nintendo game and you're using a skateboard in any capacity, it'll be featured.
Skateboarding was just 90s as fuck.
Yeah, it's just weird how much of it there is.
There's just so few. I mean, aside from Skate in Session and a couple other skating games, it is just not as popular.
See, kids can't do that.
Yeah, it was a highly trained little person.
He was a circus midget. That's what they used to call them on Ren and Stimpy. And I just thought, why was there this freaking fireman that was obsessed with. He called them circus midgets, but I think that's not even popular to say now.
Well, that's not what they say these days.
What is the popular nomenclature?
I don't know.
For
The thing is, okay, among little people, some people just want to be called a little person, or
how about Mike if their name's Mike? Like,
but as far as like
a
word to refer to them, I mean, some people associate with dwarf. Some people don't like dwarf.
Yeah, I don't think Peter Dinklage likes dwarf, but I can't
see. That's the thing. I guess it's really all based off the person who happens to be little, and right. I guess maybe the reason why they're small. I don't know.
Is it not fair though that if you don't know them, that it's best just to like you can't ever like assume.
That's why I would just always say little.
So
person.
what do you? I would always just say, what do you prefer? This guy's kick is mighty and strong. And I think that it's made it so that this game is going to be switched for another one.
Yeah, he kicked you right in the dick.
He kicked me right into another game. But yeah, I don't know.
I guess that's just a weird thing. Is I mean, I don't think I'd want to be called anything. I don't think
Mike or Joe or Bob or Jane or Jill, whatever your name is. That's what I would want to be called. Not defined by like, because no matter what, they're gonna. The first thing you're gonna do is like.
They're still a person.
Most of the time, somebody's just gonna look at you and you're gonna get a look. And I mean, I've had to deal with it, like, not as much in my adult life, but, like, in my younger life, I had to deal with a lot of it because I had a really severe lazy eye. And it was just like, I instantly, no matter what, probably because I was also disheveled because I came from the poor side of the tracks, between that and the lazy eye, I instantly got the yokel look. Like, somebody look at me like, oh, shit. Like to the point where, like, somebody looks at you and then their head snaps, and then they look at you again. It's the point where it becomes, like, unfortunately, second nature to almost everybody, to the point where if it doesn't happen, you can tell that that's a kind soul immediately because they don't do that. I think it's ridiculous, though, when people spend too much time thinking about those labels that everybody puts them in. I mean, it's just, at the end of the day, we're just people trying to people. And I spend too much time myself, thinking about other people's moves than my own, and then I realize there's a lot of time that I could be making moves. You know what I mean?
I think people just emphasize the wrong things. I feel like, not to get too out there in topic, because we don't necessarily talk about our beliefs much, but I really don't think people need to be dividing each other based off of some minute label that might really have nothing to do with them as a person. They could be the greatest person, but because they're insert this thing,
right,
they can't be, you can't like them, you can't associate with them, you can't spend time with them. Like, whatever that may be, someone's sexuality, someone's race, someone's ethnicity, whatever it is that people are dividing with, it's just like, it's going to be a different reason for people to not like each other. There will always be a different reason. Like,
this is not to be political at all. And I know that we have to, because we tread lightly when we talk about our beliefs, what you just said, but honestly, if you're in a situation where somebody's spending more time trying to tear you down than build you up in any situation, as long as you're not hurting somebody else, then you should consider whatever you're doing to be, at least in alignment with the greater good. But my problem is, nobody's perfect, right? So we're now in a situation where, unfortunately, anybody that ever does anything great is then always going to be measured by the length of their life and hopefully never doing anything ever bad, ever contradictory to the alignment that they just presented, ever having an opinion that could even be questionable ever, because all it takes is one of those, and then the entirety of their life's work, no matter how great it is, instantly becomes marred. Instantly. So, like, you have to, like, live to become great, and then become a recluse, and then that way you don't ever make a mistake in front of anybody else's eyes once you've done something great for society, because then if you say you laughed at the wrong joke, say you liked the wrong tweet, anything, and your whole life is over now. That's the way the world works, unfortunately. That will be something that I will never understand, and will also make it so that we are less telling you guys about how we believe, because, I don't want to one day somebody like, oh, so he thought that it was okay that person was allowed to do that? Oh, then Brian Pops is a horrible person. Even if I was a great person up until then, because for some reason my empathy felt like I needed to make some sort of opinion about my position, and so that's why we just don't. Because You know,
Really.
if we wanted to, we would, because we love talking about stuff that's
And
not
we
video
really,
games.
whenever we bring, like, I feel like we know exactly where our line is, and we don't have any controversial opinions, but even presenting objectively correct opinions,
It's controversial.
yes,
Yes.
things that are undeniable.
Because then you're taking money out of somebody's pocket by saying something. We know we live in a society where somebody's making money making the pro and against article for anything.
Yeah, you like there will be a article for this person.
Somebody could even be writing both of them.
Yeah,
Making money on
literally,
both ends.
There are people who don't even give a shit about what they're writing about.
No.
They're writing it just to stir up controversy.
It's like the arms dealer that plays both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, they would get 2 cents if you click the negative one. They get 2 cents if you click the positive one. So they're going to write them both. So that's when you really just have to go and, like, especially when it comes to movies and games and stuff, find somebody that actually imbibes in that and talk to them. How did they feel about it?
Say you're trying to enjoy a specific game. That can get you alienated.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you like the wrong game,
You're in the wrong culture situation.
yeah, you get looked at as a bad person.
Oh, if you're an African American in the hood and you like Sim City, you're probably looked at really weird. Because Sim City is like a life management
It's not even just
thing. Like,
or like I
you know
remember.
what I mean? Like-
Okay, I remember seeing it was like the NFL roster, and they were talking about their favorite games, and like people were clowning on this guy for liking Persona 5. What about his race or ethnicity makes him unable to enjoy that particular game? Like, why is he then alienated because he enjoys Persona 5 and everyone else likes Madden? If they like Madden and he likes Persona 5, that's great. That's fine. Everyone's playing games. They're all gamers at the end of the day. There are people who are spending their free time playing video games. So why do you feel like you can judge someone else based off of decisions in their life that mean nothing to you? Like,
that's the thing that frustrates me, but then also more so the fact that people are not allowed to enjoy stuff. Like, just let people enjoy stuff.
yeah, literally at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. Let people enjoy things. If someone's favorite game is a game you don't like, you can have a open and rational conversation, but like for you to then feel like that person, like, you're gonna alienate that person because of something whether it's something they believe in, whether it's a game they like, a show they watch, an opinion they have. I feel like as long as your opinion isn't harmful to people around you, or you're trying to make other people like miserable.
Well, I never understood the "don't knock it till you try" thing. But that's like true. Like, unless it's like a bad thing, like, but you should never like give somebody grief about something that they enjoy unless you try it. Like, I mean, why? Like,
But
from
even
the
if
food
you
to a show to a game.
But even if you try it, at the same time, you should be able to respect that other people have different preferences and.
Hey, I tried Call of Duty that I hated. I paid money for this Call of Duty that I hated.
Yeah, but you also paid money for you thought you would never play a Call of Duty you'd enjoy, and you found that, with
Look at his little constable outfit.
with zombies, you really did enjoy a lot of the good stuff. The stuff that you enjoyed is the stuff that is the best and what is to be pulled from the rest.
Yeah, and I got to determine for myself what I thought.
Yeah, and you had no biases going into it besides the fact that I said I didn't like Black Ops 4, but I was going to give it another try with an open opinion.
I was more hyped for it than you were, and then it was absolutely probably more let down than you were, honestly, because of how hyped I actually got because somebody got me hyped.
Yeah, just as much as someone can get you hyped and it can pay off in great
You're gonna
ways.
love this, as you absolutely want to bash your head against.
Yeah, but playing Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, you had a really good time, and we made some great memories, and it was like something I wanted to happen for so long. And to have you actually separate yourself from that bias of not liking Call of Duty, and to be able to actually enjoy that zombies mode for me, or not for me, but with me, for the channel, like, that was just for me personally, that was a big deal. I mean, you really did overcome bias in a way, because because of how toxic the online multiplayer is, you really just did not want to have any association with that. But once you realize that this is a whole different arcade style mode, that it has very little to do with the multiplayer. I mean, aside from having other people you're playing with, like, it's the toxic element is removed. And you also it's just crazy that it took you that long to play something that you've enjoyed. Say Undertale. You had a bias with Undertale because you had thought that it was copying Earthbound in the wrong ways, but in actuality, it really is kind of like a love letter to games like Earthbound.
And it was more so that I didn't know how to imbibe it correctly.
I overcame the same bias. I'm not going to be mean, but some of the people some of the kids at school who would alienate themselves by saying ridiculous stuff or doing outrageous things. A lot of those people tended to be into Undertale, but I think it attracts a certain kind of mind, and it really even shows how judgmental I was to look at people differently based off of a game they enjoyed, because that doesn't even have anything to do with you can be a weird person and like a good game, or you can be a bad person and like a good game.
Yeah.
So it's like, it doesn't matter that, like, I shouldn't have associated their behavior with a game they happen to enjoy and talk about. You know what I mean?
That's the same thing I thought about Fortnite. Like, I had this stigma about Fortnite because of what everybody else's stigma was, and I just had to realize that some people I really respected probably enjoyed that game, and I should just let it go.
But at the same time, you did not enjoy the build mode of Fortnite.
Oh god, no. I would never play build mode. You couldn't pay me enough to play.
We did, and we still didn't use it. We used it, like, when we had played it a while back, just me and you, like, when it was still build mode only, you didn't use it anyway. So for them to make a mode that was smart on their marketing end, to realize that they could capture a whole different audience of gaming, because the main mechanic that was appealing about Fortnite became less appealing because of the way the meta evolved. Nobody wanted to deal with the spam build 90s bullshit, like where you'd be able to literally get up to the tallest height you needed to, and it really wasn't really, like, unless you were playing pro, it was nothing fun. I mean, I'm obviously gonna still be playing other games. I'm not gonna stop the current streams. Like, I'm gonna be doing Red Dead, and I'm gonna work on other stuff as well. But I feel like I can balance multiple projects at once. It's just it also matters just how I'm feeling, because there's a chance I'll change my mind and wanna focus on something different. But I did already put that poll up, so I'm not really gonna change now, because I feel like I have I've kind of built hype for that. People wanna see me start one of those games, and people have been anticipating me at least getting back to Elden Ring, so I proposed other options so I could wait longer before getting into the Elden Ring DLC. If I'm being completely honest, I'm very familiar with Dark Souls 1, and I know approximately how long that's going to take me. And especially considering I've overcame way more difficult boss fights up until this point, it's not going to be as problematic as, say, Elden Ring. But if people are so inclined and they want to troll and they want to see me suffer, then I ultimately just want, I don't know, I want people to feel satisfied, because there is a community of people who have become a part of the channel because they liked seeing me play Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring. So, and they're games I enjoy playing, so as long as I'm doing it in a reasonable manner, I feel like I'm going to continue going about doing that. I feel like the only reason I kind of cut myself off so abruptly before was because I was managing too many stressful, difficult projects at the same time. I was just all over the place doing multiple things that required different types of effort, so it took so much for me to warm back up into each game, if that makes sense. But I'm gonna probably do some indie game showcases, stuff like that. There are a couple games that I picked up on Steam recently that I'm looking forward to playing for the channel. Just a random game. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It's called Lethal League Blaze. It's an interesting game. Like, essentially, it's kind of like a fighting game where the only damage you take is from the ball that's being, like, ricocheted and bounced off of the arena.
Okay.
So when you can jump up and hit it, and it'll gain more and more momentum if you get that timing right. So, like, say I jump up and hit it, it starts bouncing around, then you jump up and hit it does, like, a different animation, and it gets more intense, and then, like, you do it more and more, and then, like, it's on fire and shit. And it's like, it's that kind of game. Playing some monster in your pocket.
That's some really good animation.
You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
It's just a random indie game that I played I played when I was in was it I think it was my senior year. I played with a couple buddies, and I was like, man, this is just a different, quirky kind of game. Each character has their own spin to it, and it's like a fighting game that's a lot less competitive, I feel like.
Game sound is loud, and you cannot hear us that well.
Yeah, the game sound was a bit loud. That should be a little bit better. I'm also kind of farther away from the mic, so this mic doesn't have the best consistent quality compared to the other one. Like, so we're getting to the point where we're gonna get a better mic for the second setup. It's just in due time, and we also have to go through the options and find one, you know, whatever we think is best.
Probably just try to get another one of what you got. And I'm not really speaking that loud. I'm not projecting as well.
I also turned it up, so it should be a little bit better.
When we say WedNESdaze, I mean, I'm not trying to be like, you know, too forthcoming, but I mean, I'm just like, kind of just like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean. I'm kind of in a daze. It's Wednesday, playing some NES.
WedNESdays are kind of mid, man.
Yeah, not really trying to, like, put too much energy into it. This is a very lo-fi. This, like sleeplessness, it's almost like sleeplessness during the day, where it's lo-fi and I'm not super energetic, but I could be. It's possible. Definitely appreciate the notes, though. Have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons? Yes. Definitely played Dungeons and Dragons before. Have done the Dungeon Master role and also played as well. Oh, I can double jump. Seems like a straight... Yeah. That's way too much carrots and peas. Or corn and peas. Too much succotash. Oh no, golf balls! We just lost all those golf balls. Those things are expensive. I wonder if it'd be one of the situations if I led all the way over here if it was good, but I don't think so. I don't think I've ever made it this far. Oh shit. Oh, game over. Weak. Well, this continues, eh? Alright, Jack, see you later, man. Appreciate you stopping by. Never got this far. I did it. No, I have gotten this far. This is the farthest I've gotten. All your lives, huh? You gotta be kidding me. That Kabuki man stood within me and winning. Bullshit. Hello. You found some games? How you doing? We are from Ohio. America. How are you today? Oh, that's a jump that's a double jump I needed to make. I have never been this far in this game. Yeah, I'm alright playing some games on this Wednesday afternoon. Trying to figure out this one. I probably would rather be up there. Nope, not happening. Oh, I gotta be up there. Jeez. 220 a night? That's awesome. Where are you from? Oh, that's the furthest I've ever gotten. Oh, okay. Do I have any more continues, or is that it? Oh, you know you've lost when they don't show you. No, we don't have anything extra. Unfortunately, we're a very fledgling channel here. Just now monetized about 5 months ago, and it took a long time to get that first check, and we appreciate all the patronage that everybody has shown us, but we are not in the means to give anything away at this time. But we do have a giveaway coming in a couple weeks that you'll have to, look on the Discord and all that stuff about. I think it's August 8th is when it will be, but we're not looking. It's not the only reason why we want people here. It's supposed to be an encouragement for people that have been around and hung around and, stuff like that. So, you're definitely eligible as long as you do all the qualifications. I'm not quite sure all the steps that are involved with it, but yeah. I kind of feel like this conversation happened before. Not quite sure. Always goes Hold on one moment, please. Appreciate you, Buddha Hashan. But this has been the second time that you've been in chats just soliciting for stuff, and I appreciate you, but yeah. Hey, William. What's going on, buddy? Name: John Rambo. Born 1947. Race: Indian and German. Citizen: United States. Military service. Joined Special Forces 1964. Expert in light weapons and hand-to-hand combat. Qualified medic. POW for 3 months. Escaped. Combat missions 59. Numerous service awards. Status: single licensed pilot. Oh yeah. Colonel Troutman visits Rambo in the military prison. Rambo, I want to send you on a mission. It's dangerous, but you'll be free if you succeed. Our men are still missing. In the jungle in Vietnam, we believe they are alive prisoners of the enemy. Your mission is to sneak into the enemy camp and find them. Are you up to it? I feel better in prison. But it's up to you. The game doesn't start until you say yes. I'll feel better in prison. But it's up to you. The game doesn't start until you say yes. I feel better if I'm in prison. But it's up to you. The game doesn't start until you say yes. I'm not afraid of death. Good. I'll make the arrangements. Welcome to Rambo. I mean, Battle of the Olympus. I mean, Zelda 2. I mean, yeah, the game that runs on this engine. Here we are. Nakedy John Rambo. Doo-doo-doo. Nakedy John Rambo. I'm Erickson. I'm glad to work with you. Okay, thanks. Yep, look at these great tiles on the ground, and you're gonna have to determine what are things you can talk to. I'm Commander Murderer. We want you to get to enemy territory and take photographs of POW camp. You're not engaging the enemy. No. Photos, not rescue them. I repeat, you're not to engage the enemy. Go to the weapons center and get ready. Okay, so you gotta find the weapons center. And look, it's this door. Can you see the door? Yeah, it's that gray thing that's Greg is that gray building. There you go. I picked some weapons for your mission. Go to the trout. Alright, so I got a stabby. And I got 20 knife blades. Which I don't want to use those because I only got 20 of them. So keep going this way. Keep going this way. We've got no time. Go to Troutman soon. I mean, we got no time. Okay. There's a contact man code over there. He'll guide you in the jungle. You got 36 hours to get in, complete your assignment, and get the hell out. If you get into trouble, try to reach the extraction site marked on the map. Rambo. Good luck. Rambo, Ramboing, doing Rambo things. Probably not a registered song. No. Alright, here we are, dropped in the jungle. Yep. Just this knife, and dropped in the jungle. Ooh, snakes. Snakes, snakes. I don't know no snakes. Oh, first thing we're doing is getting stung by wasps. Wonderful. Nobody's playing Rambo. If they're playing anything, they're playing Zelda 2. Or they're playing Battle of Olympus. Not Rambo. I can't express this enough to you that I don't know what I'm doing. But we'll do some stuff. Like, I'm sure one day, since I learned Friday the 13th, I'm sure I could eventually learn this, but the movies, yeah, William, the movies are serious. That's the problem. You look at the front of this NES cart, and he's blazing like a machine gun, and I got a freaking knife, and not a good one. Oh, good. Knives versus cheetahs. Yes. Thank you, Cheetah. I just exploded you with one knife stab. Oh, I got hurt for no reason. I love that. Here we go. You found somebody. I'm Ko. Did you not expect a woman? Would you like to know something? What do you think about me? What? You look good. The camp is located in the jungle to the east of the river. I've arranged a boat. Let's go to the dock. I think this is the way. Not this way, obviously. I wanted that big cool knife he had so much. Yeah, I had a plastic version of it, I'm sure. Everybody had the Rambo playset when, you know, you're an 80s kid. Now, where exactly? Okay, come on, Ko. What are we doing together here? I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, hey, Ko. You're back. Oh, this guy. What you should know us. We want to get on that boat. Here's money. Okay. Get on, hurry. Well, good thing I had the money and the lady. Let's go. Rambo and Co. on the boat. What does this pendant mean? It brings me good luck. Rambo, keep this pendant. Please take care of it. Okay, now here we are. We'll have to walk from here to the camp. It's like they're explaining the limitations of the game. Yeah. It's like they're going to explain the limitations of the game. Like, they're not going to pull this thing into some sort of port. You're lucky that it's on some sort of thing that looks like water. Hop off, and here we go. Again, you want to talk about navigation systems being shit. I have this S, and I can go up, and it lets me know I'm here. So I'm going to have to keep track of this map here, and also the other map. While I'm getting stung to death. And it looks like you can barely see the fish in the water, so there's something in there. Bray chastised me. Are you playing Rambo? Like, yeah, are you torturing yourself with some stupid Rambo? Like, you know, I gotta play it a couple times a year just to remind myself how stupid it is. But there's gotta be somebody that loves this game. There's somebody that's, like, knows this game inside and out. And, like, one of these days I'm gonna pop it on and somebody's be like, I can get you through that. Like, awesome. Now I know how to beat Rambo. I do know there's a crazy code I used to put in for Rambo that made the sprites all garbage, and I'm going to try that after I'm done with this. Oh, that's not the type of flamingo I want to be messing with. I mean, I don't know what kind of flamingo I want to be messing with, but not that one. Oh my god. And the worst part is, I just keep going into different areas and I have no idea where I'm going or where the next area I'm supposed to be going is. I'm just going there. Ooh, I got a grenade. We got grenades now? I got potions. Oh, I did the button combination to restart my Nintendo AVS. So that must be the universe's way of saying no more Rambo. I made the combination of buttons to restart this system so complicated, and I managed to do it inadvertently because I figured Rambo needed that complex combination of button presses. Yeah, Buddha Hushan Jado has come in here several times under the guise of just wanting to hang out and watch somebody play games and then ask us for stuff for free. So that is what we think of that. We do not like that. Weapon and jump. I'd say jump, run would be best suited to B, right? And weapon for A. Let's go with that. Yeah, but if anybody knows anything about the game, Ghost Parade, I'm gonna probably start that soon. Eureka! Old buddy, old pal. What is it, man? My latest invention. The Gametron 5000 Moneymaker. What? The first video game machine that rewards you with big bucks. Holy reach, Dippy. Reach! Let's do some space madness. Ooh.
Alright, Dad, I'm out of here for now.
Man,
gonna go hang out with the bros.
Go jump on the lake, bro. Don't jump on the lake, but get you some nibbles, get you some bites.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't rain on us, but we're hoping to go on a boys fishing trip.
You know, if it does rain on you, it'll make it interesting because I've never actually got to fish in the rain, and I've heard it's pretty good.
I hear you get more bites in the rain.
Yeah, because they're just not expecting it, I don't think.
Yeah. But I love you, Dad.
I love you too, bud. Have fun, man. Have a really good time.
Bye, chat. See you, William.
This game, if you can call it that, is just so bare bones, right? Like, I don't know what they were capable of getting away with calling it a game. Like, I don't know what I'm doing now, except for just trying to survive. And I love space shooters, and this is just atrocious. The hitbox of this is just gigantic. And I bet you, within itself, you probably will loot this stuff. Am I supposed to get the money? I don't think I've ever gotten this far. I don't think that's saying much. Okay, I've had enough of this. I can only imagine how mad my parents would have been if I would have convinced them that I needed that so bad, and then that's what I would have given it. Hey, let's actually start a game I've never, ever started, ever. Here we go. I promise you, I've never loaded this game up. Rally Bike. Here we go, we're in 30th place. Never played this before. I'll hold an A and the acceleration, and if I hold forward, it makes me keep going. Okay. B is brake. I wrecked my rally bike. This is not good. I hope he catches a huge fish, and then he could be like, look at this gigantic fish. And then I'll be like, oh yeah? It's a bigger fish than I've ever caught. Well, I can honestly say that Rally Bike is a disappointment, to say the least. I'm gonna go ahead and call it